Hey guys, we are looking at a Rude UAKA-048. It's out of Freon from that pinhole right there caused by the condenser fan motor wires. So we are going to seal that up and convert this thing over to 407C using my pump. We're going to pump some polyester oil into it, mix it with the mineral oil. This thing holds 42 ounces of mineral oil. You multiply that by 15%, that comes to 6.2 ounces that we need to put of polyester. And that pump, I just got off the phone with Richie Engineering, aka Yellow Jacket. Anyway, it's 2.6 ounces per stroke. So we are going to put 2.5 strokes in here, and that'll get us to right about 6 ounces of polyester oil. All right, guys, we got the hole patched. We have our hose hooked up on the suction line. I took the core out. We have our polyester oil and our pump. And now we're going to do 2.5 strokes. There's 1, 2, and a half, and that'll give us our 6 ounces. All right, guys, we put us a piece of rubber Tex right here so that doesn't happen again. I'm gonna put the gauges on it now and start a vacuum, and then we will fill it up with some 407C. All right, guys, we have the vacuum going. We have our 407C out. Calls for about 6.5 pounds of R22, so we'll start off with about 6 pounds of 407C and go from there. All right, guys, we have our 407C going into the machine. We're 2 pounds in. We're going to go to 6 pounds. On these Ream Rude units with that are like this with the, I call them the big door on the back. And we're taking superheat right here at the suction line going back to the compressor, and we're taking subcooling coming out the condenser coil where it heads to the evaporator. Now, for you guys that don't know, I'm not talking about the seasoned text here. I'm talking about seasoned techs. I'm talking about new techs that are getting into the trade, because I have a lot of new techs that are getting into the trade. You never want to take your subcooling here, because this is your hot gas discharge. You can see where it goes into the condenser coil, but this is where it leaves the condenser coil and heads to the evaporator. It's the same thing as taking it out here. So we're taking superheat here at the suction line going back to the compressor, and on the liquid line heading out to the evaporator. So we are just about 4 pounds in. Once we get to 6 pounds, we'll start the system up and see how things look. All right, guys, the machine is running. Things are starting to settle in here. We're running a low suction pressure, but I think that's normal for 407C. And the evaporator is a little cold there. We're at about a 13-degree superheat. You probably don't have a clean coil. Probably got a dirty air filter, so I'm gonna have to go check on stuff like that, because I don't like the way my pressures are looking at all. With that kind of superheat, my suction should be higher. So we're gonna have to check on some things.
We ride it high.
All right, guys, the Rude is back up and running. I got things settled in as best I could. It's not a very warm day here. I think we ended up coming up at like 55 on suction with about 12 to 13 degrees superheat. The evaporator was a little cold for my liking. It was at about 34, 35. That's a little cold for my liking, but the filter was clean. But I have a suspicion that we have a dirty coil here. So I'm gonna have to, you know, put my eyes on that. And this is a real good customer of mine, but this is his rental property. So we all know how that goes with rental property. That's why we, you know, did a 407C conversion, you know, to keep the costs down, because it is rental property. But anyway, it's, I mean, it is cooling. It's cooling well, you know, as best it can. But I have a suspicion that we have a dirty coil. So I'll check that out. All right, guys. Thank y'all for watching. We'll see y'all on the next one.